Alright, activity 7. We are going to be making a header for Google Forms or Google Classroom, and this header is going to be able to have anything we want to put in it. I was also thinking, besides headers and being able to integrate it with other Google items, specifically you could make something on Google Drawings and be able to put it in a form as a kind of a graphic for a question or a graphic for an answer. So all of those possibilities, but we're going to concentrate on the headers, and we're going to make one, and then you can be able to insert it right in a form and right in Google Classroom. So let's get to it. All right, so here we go with activity 7, creating a header for Google Form or Google Classroom, or any type of headers for that matter. So skills needed: you need to be able to set up your page. We're going to do 1200 by 300, so it's nice long here. You can stretch it out, but I won't know specifically. Insert a photo, maybe mask that photo to be able to change some things. Order the objects, maybe insert some Wordart so it kind of fits nicely as a graphic rather than text, because when text gets smaller and it shrinks, sometimes it's not visible, so Wordart is a good thing to use. And then be able to align and arrange, and then download as a PNG so it can use those files. So first things first, File, Page Setup, Custom, change it to pixels. Oh, I was pretty close. 1200 tab 300. That's the right size. That's what both of them need. Now, let's go ahead and insert a photo. So I'm going to insert photo. Let's just search. You know what? I have a lot of kids that like Avengers and Legos, so I'll put them together. Oh, perfect. Here we go. Should I do the close-up? That kind of has the logo in there. I want to just do this one. So I'm going to insert it. All right, so here it is. I can stretch the photo. So I can, well, actually I didn't stretch it. That didn't fit everybody. Let's see what it looks like when I fit everybody. All right, so it's all fitting in nicely. That can go on the left side. Let me bring this down a little bit. There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going to make myself a nice little stripe in the background here. So let's do just a line. I'll do a box shape. Just put it there. Let's use just a red. Oops, wrong color. There we go. And send it to pack. Get it back here, and we can use these lines here to align it to where it needs. All right, so we have a nice little side there on the left, and now I'm going to use some Wordart to put my name and the block number, just so that way the kids that are in that class that like that, they know to look for this. So let's go to Insert and then Wordart. And I'm going to type in Mr. Finelli. Arial is so not the font that I want to use. So let's go ahead and change it before I do all that. So what do we have? Some choice, something exciting. And if you've ever used this and you're like, okay, there's not enough fonts, like, okay, that's nice, but you can always go to more fonts and you can search popularity by date added. You can search for sans serif fonts, something that might point out to you, something maybe you're looking in different languages. So you can check all of those things. Let's try this one. This one looks kind of nice. Alclonica. So let's see what Alclonica looks like. All right, so I got my Alclonica thing in there, and then I'm going to use the same font for my block. So I'm going to duplicate this, make sure I align it, and now I'm going to do block 1. Maybe make it a little smaller. There. So now I have this extended. So now let's just go ahead and change these colors. I'm just going to use basic black. Just make it nice and easy. And there we go. All right. So as simple as I made this here, and I could add other colors if I wanted to, but let's say I just want to keep it like this. However you design it, test it out, see what it looks like. Go ahead and do File, and then Download as PNG. And it's going to save it. So there's my save. And now let's go put it in both places. So first off, I have Forms open, and I am going to go to the tablet to customize the theme and choose my image. So of course I can choose all of these, or I can upload. So let's just drag it up there. And there's my theme. See how it fits perfectly? It didn't have to do anything else. And then I click Done. And what's nice also is when you put something in like that, it will do a theme based on the colors. So since I put this red in here, it actually used the red kind of faded theme along with this. So that's one way. And of course, if I wanted to extend it the entire thing, I could. It will change. Let's try Classroom. So let me do the same thing for Classroom. So let's go to this Classroom. You can see I have an old just bland thing there. And so let's do Upload a photo. Do the same thing, drag it in there. Since it's the exact height and stuff that it needs, I can center it, just extend this how I want, and select Class Theme. And it will, again, do the same thing. Now, Google Classroom kind of fades it out, so black might not be the best. Maybe I want this picture stretched or extended, or maybe want to use something different. Let's go back and just play with it one more time just so you can see the differences. So let's say I keep this name on here, kind of like we did with the grasshopper. So let's say I keep the name throughout, and I'm going to change this just so we get a different look. And center. Of course I could right click, center on page. Let's change this one to Luckiest Guy. We'll make them white. I might keep that black finished background. So now here, let's just stretch it. I know it's not ideal, but you could definitely stretch some things here. And let's take away the red, just so you can see what the difference would look like when we put in there. So there's that class. Let's bring this down so it's not covering all the characters. Maybe make this a little bigger. And you know what? Let's just make it a little bit transparent. So I'm actually going to the custom and change the color transparency a little bit there. Whoa, a little bit too much. Try maybe that. There we go. And if I wanted to now, like a drop shadow, might help bring it out a little bit more if I wanted to increase the outline. There we go. All right. So Mr. Finelli, block 1, all set. Do the same thing. File, download PNG. It's going to download again. Now it's going to call it number 1. And let's go back and replace. So now I'm going to choose image. Choose upload and drag it in. There it is. Click on done. And there, so notice my whole theme changed based on how I put it. And that one actually I think looks a little nicer. I don't know if I quite centered it, but let's do the same thing with Classroom. Upload photo. Now we'll drag it to it. And decide how big you want it. I just usually use the full since I already made it. And it will fit it in there. There we go. So two ways here you can make headers and use basically this activity to customize and make it for you and your class, or whatever you're trying to do with Google Classroom. All right, that's activity 7. All right, so that's it for this Ultimate Google Drawings course. Go out there and make some magic happen for you in your classroom. Good luck. Take care.